Hey, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today I want to show you a couple of blues licks that you can play on acoustic guitar, because a lot of these blues licks are designed for electric guitar, so they have bends in them, and they're like, they're nearly impossible to play on acoustic. So I crafted a couple that really take advantage of the acoustic guitar. The first one will be playing over a blues in E, and it's a really simple beginner level lick. The second one is a bit more intermediate. We'll be doing it on a blues in A, and I'm going to show you how to move it around so that you can target chord tones as you go through the 12-bar blues. As always, for lessons like this, I have the tab available on my Patreon page. I'll put a link down below for that. If you haven't grabbed your copy of my free ebook, I'll put a link in the corner and down below for that as well. Please take a moment to like and subscribe if you enjoy learning guitar with me. Let's get started. The first one that I want to show you is suitable for all levels. The lick itself is very easy. It goes like this. And I like this one because it leaves a little bit of space at the end for you to do your own thing. And this is great when you're developing your voice on guitar because you're not like rushing to the next thing. It gives you some space, some breathing room. And even if you're already pretty good at soloing, it's a great way to add some of that real blues character. Since we do throw in the blues note here, that one right there. There's some chromaticism. That's when you play like a few frets in a row. It's got a lot of character to it. Let me just do a little demo here so you can hear the thing in context, right? We're on a blues in E, so E, A, and B7. Now, when it comes to playing the lick, we're on an E chord, right? And when you're on that chord, your index finger is on the first fret of the G string, and that's the first note of our lick. I'm using a pick. You can do this with your fingers too. I'm actually releasing an acoustic blues course where you can use your fingers or a pick, and it's like starts really easy. I'll talk more about that after. Anyways, we're picking that first note, and then we're skipping to the high E string. And you'll notice that I was hybrid picking. So I picked the G string with my pick, and then I used my middle finger for the high E string. And I love hybrid picking. It's so much easier than string skipping, but it's not like a cheat. Tons of awesome players do it, right? So we pick the G string and then the open E string, and then I'm adding my middle finger to the second fret of the G string, and I'm doing the same thing. So I pick the G string, then the E string. Then my middle finger moves up, and my middle finger moves up one more time to the fourth fret. And the reason why I keep using my middle finger instead of going like this, one, it feels easier, but two, as you start learning more blues licks, here's like the next spot where you would play the pentatonic. That's really all there is to it. The timing, it starts on beat 2, so you could even strum the E chord on beat 1, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then you have all that space for the next measure to to add some stuff, whatever. There's lots of room in this lick, right? That's why I really like it. Anyways, if you need like the tab and all that, like I said, it's on my Patreon page, and you can always just rewind this and see me using it over the blues in E. And by the way, if you don't know the blues form, I have a lesson where we go over all that. I'll put a link for that. Anyways, I have another lick to show you. This one goes like this. So this one, it's not some super blazing fast lick, but it does introduce a few intermediate concepts. We're going to be following the chord changes more. We're using the Mixolydian mode, which you don't really have to think of it that way. It's just like pentatonic plus one of the notes is different. There's a hammer-on, and there's some string skipping in here once again. And what's really cool about this is there aren't any open strings in it, so you can actually follow along with the chord changes. Like you can play the same lick on the A chord, and then you move it and you play it on the D chord. I'll just play a blues in A, and I'll show you what I mean. let's figure out how to play this thing. We're starting off on the 5th fret of the G string with our index finger, and we're going to do a little hammer-on with our middle finger to the 6th fret of that same string. And then, as I do that hammer-on, I get my index over to the 5th fret of the thinnest string. And I would pluck this first one with a downstroke, and then I can do an upstroke. The hammer-on gives me enough time to kind of move my pick all the way over. And that's the first bit I would practice. That alone is like an awesome lick. Anyways, we play those 3 notes, and then we're going to put our pinky finger on the 8th fret of the B string, get our ring finger on the 7th fret, and our index finger on the 5th fret. We're going to get all 3 of those fingers ready and just descend. We're using the Mixolydian scale shape here. I'll just show you the scale shape so you can see all the notes that are available to us. And then we're going to go to the 4th fret of the G string, and then I do another one of those hammers, index hammering to middle from the 5th fret to the 6th fret, exactly the same as before. And then I play the 7th fret of the D string. And optionally, you could go up to here at the end of it, you know? That sounds cool too, especially if you're going to do like a... you know, like get into some sixths or something cool like that, you know? But let's actually not put the cart before the horse. Anyways, as far as the timing's concerned, it also starts on beat 2 with a triplet. So this is triplet, and then 3, 4, triplet. This might be something that you got to sit down with to really get. I'm going to count it out now just to, you know, once you have gotten the notes comfortable and you kind of have it memorized, just so you can hear it with the counting. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, again, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3. I'll go up one time. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and Cool. Now that we're familiar with the lick, I want you to pay attention to this note up here, the 5th fret of the thinnest string. You know, that's like the 3rd note that we hit in this lick. Well, that note is A. I recommend memorizing the thickest string of the guitar. You should know like A is the 5th fret, G is the 3rd fret, F is the 1st fret, and so on. It's an amazing skill to have. I have a lesson that takes 6 minutes. I'll put a link in the corner for it. Anyways, the thinnest string is exactly the same. So the 5th fret is A, and you just take that up to the 10th fret. You do the exact same thing here. So I'm hammering from the 10th to the 11th. And since this note up here at the 10th fret is D, I'm now playing this lick over a D chord. And when you're playing the blues, like going to D, you know, you can mimic that with the lick. It's like, then we go to the D chord, and then back to the A, you know, and like you're following the chord changes at this point, right? And you don't have to like overuse it. You can just play the pentatonic, then you go up to the D chord. You know, and just kind of like subtly throw it in there, and it really makes it sound like you're able to play the changes, you know? Either way, the key to getting there is to just take your time with this stuff to really make it feel comfortable when you're playing it, and then you can start to build up your understanding of it. If you are interested in, well, first of all, I have all this tabbed out on my Patreon page so you can learn it, but once you're at the point where you kind of want to get better at improvising on guitar, I have a course, The Complete Lead Guitarist, which is great for that. And I also have a course, hasn't been named yet because I'm still in the middle of editing it, but it's all about acoustic blues and doing the kind of stuff that I was playing today, where you can just play like a full piece, not just bits and pieces of it, you know, and actually know what you're playing. So you're not just memorizing a song, you're realizing like, oh, these are some cool guide tone things. and I could use those in all these different ways, but I also learned a piece that uses them, so. And if you want to know about that, I'll put a sign up down below, and that way I can email you when it's ready and you'll be the first to know. Otherwise, don't forget to grab your copy of my free ebook. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that stuff. That I really do appreciate it, especially if you have already subscribed. I sincerely appreciate it. Anyways, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.